Welcome to the Healthy Metal Hippie podcast, where art and wellness collide. I'm your host, Ashley, and I am so excited to connect with you today. Now let's jump into today's episode, ready to rock and with an open heart. Well, hi and welcome back to the Healthy Metal Hippie. Today we are jumping into a brand new year, and honestly, I'm really excited about all the things that we have planned for the podcast and for the Heavy Metal Hippie box and Heavy Metal Hippie music coming up for the year. It has been a wild December and just a bit of a crazy start to the new year. I think all of us kind of come into that feeling near the end of the year that we are burnt out. We are tired. It just feels like we're kind of just running quickly to try and catch up with ourselves and our commitments and those goals that we made at the start of the year that maybe we're a little bit behind on. Personally, I do goal setting, and actually that's what this episode's all about, really, is stepping into the new year, renewing your energy, and kind of getting yourself set up for making things great for the upcoming year. I took a look at some of the goals I set at the start of 24, and some of them I got, and I probably got about like 50% of them, and some of them I didn't get. So even things like getting more consistent with my running and completing a 10K by the end of the year, I did not go back to running like I started the year doing, but that's okay. It's something I can work on. And I'm also deciding right now if it's actually as much of a priority to me as I felt it would be at the start of 24. So I felt extremely burnt out at the end of 24, and I'm recording this just on the 2nd of it just feels like right now I am catching my breath with everything, and I'm having time to sit into those quiet moments where I can settle. I can think about everything that I've done and everything that I want to do. And I really feel that it's so important to do this reset when it comes to the end of a year. I know for me, there's a few, and if you're on my mailing list, you've probably had emails like this from me before, but there's a couple times a year that I find are really great for me to check in personally with myself and, reassess those goals and what the heck is even happening, because there's big energy changes. I always find it's like year end, start of a new year. I find around my birthday, which is July, but also start of like the new school year, which is September, for this hemisphere for sure. It's just like, I just find maybe that's just kind of stuck with me. It's kind of a time where you reflect, like, what do I want for the new year? And they're all new years in different ways, right? New school years, new birth year, I don't know how else to say it, and new calendar year. And they're all like, it also doesn't matter because you can start and do these kind of things anytime and check in. But I love the new year just because that's where I find I do my biggest reset, my biggest planning, my biggest goal setting. And I set them up, both personal goals and, goals for business, goals for any kind of professional endeavors, creative endeavors. I set it all up, and I've got different areas and different things that I love to work on. It kind of helps me realign myself for what the focuses will be coming up. This is the thing, it's not really I won't give you like an exhaustive list of everything. But for example, I'm talking about selling off some additional stock that I have from some of my subscription boxes. I'm talking about making sure I prioritize sleep, because I'm finding that maybe that 4.5, 5 hours a night doesn't quite cut it. I'm prioritizing downtime and self-care. There's hundreds of things, and I like detailed goals, and I like detailed plans, because that's how you get things done in the long run, right? But I always think about it as a new personal approach to a fresh year, and that's what this is. So if you want my tips to get sorted for a fresh new year, this is what I do. I write everything down. I split it into different areas. So maybe that could be your health, your, including diet and nutrition, or, maybe you need to make sure that you're going to see the dentist regularly. And that could be on your list. It could be with your relationships. It could be schooling. It could be in your career, any businesses you're growing. These are all just little places that you can split them out. But then you can have at a glance to see, oh, this is what I'm working on in this area, and this is what I'm working on in this area. And you can see how they come together to build that life that you have really been working towards. I also find for myself, because I am a writer, absolutely, sometimes I spend a lot of time. I don't want to say I spend a huge amount of time on it, but I like to reflect on the year that's passed, the things that I am proud of, the things that set me back, the way I see myself forward, and overall how I have felt for the past year and what maybe I feel like needs to change. If I'm going to be completely honest, though people probably don't know, but I have actually felt quite depressed over this last year, and it's been a really tough time, to be honest. And I am also proud of myself, though, because I have been working on ways out of it and ways, just continuing that journey kind of back to myself and what feels good for me. And, some of it I think is hormonal, and I've been working on that, and just, how I can take control of how I'm feeling, and whether it ends up meaning medication or not, it's okay. We'll figure it out. But I've been taking the steps, and I'm proud of myself for that. But I need to recognize that I have felt like that, and there's nothing wrong with me, and it's all okay. We're moving in the right direction. Even though I do lots of good things for myself, there's still those feelings. And so it's good to be working through them. So I'm proud of that. There's things that have set me back. I had, if we're going to be just simply purely physical, I had some blood work done, and I had extremely low iron, and it really took me out for a few months. I really struggled just to even get out of bed. And that was a moment too that I kind of realized that maybe depression is playing a little bit part of this too. So I like to reflect on what goes well and what doesn't, because I also know for myself that I get to the end of a year and I very much feel like haven't accomplished anything. And so I get super dramatic and go, I've done nothing this year. But then I look back and I go, ooh, no, it's actually been a fairly big year, and we don't give ourselves enough credit for the things that go really well in our lives. So stop, reflect, and take a look back and reflect on how awesome you are and how far you've come this year. The other thing it's really big for me, and I think this probably comes from being a feng shui practitioner as well, is I love a good New Year's clean. It's very good energetically, I find, just for your mental health and your ability to let new opportunities come into your life. So I go for a big declutter. I go through the clothes that I don't want, just household items, go and I sort out my office and my paperwork, and I make sure everything is all put together and it's like tidy magic for the start of a new year. I'm kind of started the process at this point, and it's something that always just makes me feel like, yes, I have that beautiful energy and I have excitement going forward into the new year. And I think it's really important to do. I also love doing a big deep clean. All those places you don't get to, like moving the furniture, cleaning the insides of your windows, I don't know, whatever those places are that you don't normally do on a weekly basis. I love that. Deep cleaning for the house. Everything is fresh. And again, when it's fresh, you feel like everything is full of new opportunities. The other thing that I go is, with this decluttering, it also includes simplifying your life, right? One piece that I have done is gone through my cupboard, and I've decided that I am just going to get rid of things that I don't use, whether it means like, oh, they're in date, but I know we're not going to eat them, donate them, or using up the last little pieces of things that we've had sticking around, going through my closet, donating or selling off items that I don't wear and don't make me feel happy when I wear. And I'm going to just keep repeating it. It's very energizing to do these things. And I think it gives you a new sense of power and confidence in your life. It's very, very important. After that, while we also declutter our homes, and the other thing that's my big New Year's project with that is going and cleaning up, using all those things. Clean out your freezer, clean out your cabinets and your cupboards for those pieces that are unused. I'm really excited because I'm going to start working through my freezer, and it's going to be so clean. While we're re-energizing, through the year, we have those people, the ones, like they say, everybody comes into your life for a reason, and some are to teach a lesson, and some for a short while, and either way, it's good to evaluate the people that are around you just for where you're at on your own journey, and if there's people that maybe you can release from your life, or people that you want to bring closer. And I know I've thought a lot, I've met a lot of incredible people over this past year, and I think a lot of them I want to bring closer because they are absolutely aligned with my values and things like that. So do you sometimes keep people around just because they've always been there, or it's convenient? Maybe it's time to think about, are they helping you? And it's not even about are they helping you, but do you feel good when you're with them? Because life is too precious to keep people around that you don't feel good around. And unfortunately, it's one of those things that we probably learn too late in life. And so give yourself permission to adjust and strengthen relationships. There's nothing wrong with it. The other key is devoting time for joy. And we, especially coming up, like I say, at the end of the year when we are so burnt out, that's maybe when we should be leaning into time for joy. And so that could be your hobbies. It could just be reading a book. It could be going to a new coffee shop or an art gallery. It could be playing an instrument. I don't know what it is for you. But devoting time for joy is part of your self-care routine. And realistically, we're all working so hard. You can give yourself some time just for joy, even if it's 5 minutes. Just find and devote that time for yourself. Like I keep saying, you would, if you put an appointment in, you're going to keep it generally, right? If you book time with your doctor, you're going to go to the doctor. You're not just going to go, no, actually, I don't have time for that today. So if it means getting your exercise in, going for a workout, a walk, lifting some weights, whatever, setting aside your joy time, you set that priority for yourself and you take care of yourself. I also find this year, it keeps coming up for me that we have more control over our lives than sometimes we feel that we do. And part of this is, taking back our time, taking back feeling present, being in the moment, and just allowing yourself to experience and enjoy life, but allow yourself to feel things too. Because when we are on that marathon, trying to run through and get things done so quickly and be more efficient, and our never-ending to-do lists, we kind of lose the plot of life and of happiness and everything else. And what I'm finding is more joy moments and allowing yourself to be present, you actually end up being more productive than those times where you go, no, I must hurry through. And it's something that I am, again, learning in the worst, most difficult ways. So just take it from me. and just do it straight to start with, because it's truly counterproductive when you don't take that time, whether, again, like I say, if it's for your workout or if it's just to read a book or prepare a nice meal for yourself and the people you love. It's really important. This year it's just past the 30th anniversary of the loss of my brother. And, I've been thinking about it a lot with some other, hearing about New Orleans and other situations that have gone on in London over the past few days, just generally neighbors and family and loved ones being sick. Just remember that life is precious and life is valuable and life is too short. And I want to make sure that you are always taking time to go out and make the most of it in whatever way that means to you, because you're important and you are special and you deserve to invite a little bit of magic into your life. So let me know by email me or just drop me a line, whatever you like. What plans have you got this year, and what big things do you want to accomplish? I'm really excited for some of the guests that we have coming up for 25. And again, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here with me. I am ready to celebrate this year with you. Sending you so much love. We'll see you later. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Healthy Metal Hippie podcast. If you're looking for more, head to healthymetalhippie.com and let's connect. Until next time, wishing you a magical week. See you later.